Hey Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision what comic books to buy. And today, guys, yes, we're talking about The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 791. That's right, guys. Here on the cover, you get to see Mockingbird and great old Peter Parker, Spider-Man, making out on the rooftops. Very interesting cover. Looks good. This book is obviously written by Dan Slott. We should all know that by now. And the artwork is done by Stuart Immonen. The artwork in this particular issue looks really good. I like the coloring in it as well. We get to see a more traditional, like, Spider-Man swinging through the rooftops, and he's got like a web backpack holding clothes on. I think the characters look pretty good. They're all nice and detailed as well. Bobby's in this book, of course, Mockingbird. She looks really nice too. And so, yeah, I thought the artwork was really well done in this book. And I love these, like, over-exaggerated facial expressions, which is awesome, okay? So, let's talk about what happens in part 3 of Fall of Parker. And so, in the beginning of this book, we wind up seeing Bobby and Peter. They're just fighting some minimal bad guys. They wind up going back to their place. And we see that Peter winds up getting the job at the Daily Bugle, which obviously we all knew that was going to happen based off of the first part of this story. He works for their, like, scientific department, and he kind of has a crew under him. So he's in charge of getting all those stories. And it was kind of cool to see what's it called? Again, him preparing for work. It was like he's like this little kid. He's like, I got my phone, I got my keys, I got my, I got my clothes, and he's all ready for work. And so you wind up meeting a little bit of his staff that he's going to be working with. And I like this staff. It's more of a down-to-earth. And what I like about Spider-Man is that he's always been relatable. His staff is relatable. It's just like you going to a 9-to-5 job or just a regular job, and you are at work and you're working with your coworkers. They're just humanized people. And Bobby recognizes that Peter needs to be more Peter and less Spider-Man because he's hiding behind that mask. And I like how that message is said at the beginning of this particular issue. Now, while Peter's at work, Bobby's at work, and she is at her facility that she works is called Humatech or Humanitech. I don't know if that's said not. And she is working with this doctor by the name of Dr. Zinn, who's creating these crazy robots. Well, Peter gets this in from Bobby to get his big score on the paper to come check out this place. So right away, he winds up getting his team together, and they get this tour, and they check out these robots. And Peter, being very smart, and I like how Dan Slott actually picks this out, and he is using his intellect to get ahead of the game, okay? And so he finds out that there's some kind of, like, brainwaves being used, and it's the same brainwaves. So when something goes wrong in the facility that one of the workers is not supposed to touch, him and Bobby go to the facility late at night, and they do some investigating to find out where is this technology, what is powering these AI, what's the AI in these robots. And this is a big deal because these robots are set to go in people's homes about a year from now, and he's curious on what this AI is. And so then we wind up finding out that there's a battle against these robots. Spider-Man and Bobby find out what is inside of these robots, what the AI is, and it's actually, and this is a spoiler, it's actually a Thor villain. And I was like, whoa, and she's like the Sandman, and I was like, what the heck is this? I forgot her name offhand. Oh, Quicksand is her name. So she's just like Sandman, but she was kind of captured, and she uses all her individual grains of salt to power all these robots. And basically, this doctor's facility is destroyed, and that's the end of that. Now, we get a little seeds planted going forward with this story of things to come with Liz Allen. Liz winds up buying that facility after it winds up going under. And we get to see Harry and something going on with his babysitter as well. Like, his nanny or babysitter takes care of these kids. And we find out that there's a Band-Aid on one of the children. And they're like, oh, what's this? And the babysitter, it's just a scratch. But little do you know is that it's vials of blood. What is going on there? So something's being planted for maybe a goblin story. I don't quite know. And that's really the end of the issue. And so what did I think about this issue overall? First things first, Bobby's a feminist. We know that based off of her shirt that she wore. And she pointed that out once again as these AI robots were like talking in a female voice, and they said it was a problem that there wasn't a male voice. So that was kind of interesting. And it goes a little bit over the top because same thing, Sandman, it wasn't Sandman, it was like a Sand Girl, and she's like, well, what's wrong with a girl being a villain? You know, why does it always have to be about your villains? And there was a couple things there. I like the relationship between Bobby and Parker. I think it works pretty well. There's a lot of comical moments in here when they're like, why don't we call ourselves like Mocking Man or Mocking, I don't know what it was, like Sand. It was like a word of, you know, to put the couple together, which was kind of funny as well. And so overall, it was a really great issue. And this issue, again, humanizes Peter Parker, puts him down to our level, so he's very relatable. And I had a good time with it. So at the end of the day, I'm probably going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. This is much better writing than what we have been getting. It kind of reminds you of old Spider-Man comics too. It's kind of like a one and done type of thing, but planting seeds in the future. They're getting ready to do this crossover with Venom. And yeah, I had a good time with it. So guys, in the comments below, tell me what you thought of The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 791. Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? Are you not a fan of Bobby and Peter being together? What did you think of their little spider name that they came up with, SpockingBird or Mocking Man or whatever it was? I mean, it was funny. So yeah, guys, so as always, thank you for watching Comic Frontline. If you want to check out exclusive content, you can check out my channel on VidMe. I'll leave the channel link below so you guys can check out my channel and hopefully follow me on that page over there. You can go on to comicfrontline.com. You can check us out on Discord, chat with us 24/7 of the day. And every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Frontline Live where we talk about all kinds of great comic goodness. So again, guys, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next comic book review. See you soon, guys. Bye.